I intend to serve as simply a reflection of that which you already know, so that you may gain a greater understanding of yourself. Thank you for all the emails. It's been a couple of days. Oh, first card out, putting in the work. Wow, moving on. Putting in the work to move on. What else? Energy activation. Oh my gosh, I love this. Success at the bottom of the deck. All right, so this message is going to be for someone who I really feel like has gone through something just recently. They gave you like, God, how do I explain that? Like you were holding on to something. Something recently happened, right? While you were slowly working towards letting the thing go, right? You had something that just did an energy activation, and now you are like, all right, that's it. I'm done. I'm moving on. But it's not from a place of vengeance. It feels like a place of surety. You are sure. You needed this. You were putting in all the work, right? But you needed like this extra, like oomph, right? To do the last little bit. Let's find out what that extra like little oomph was. What was it that, what happened that, it's like kick in the butt tower, of course. That always happens, right? Whenever we need a kick in the butt, the divine comes in and is like, oh, you need some assistance? Well, here, let me blow shit up for you. This is something that you did not see coming. You didn't see it coming. You did not see it coming. 8 of Cups, but it gave you what you needed to move on. You were asking for it with the Wheel of Fortune. You were asking for it. You were asking for help with the last little bit. And your request was granted. Okay, I got the prick of like, remember that when you have divine intervention like this, like, oh, that's so funny. You're like, yeah, but I wanted like gentle help. I wanted like soft help. I didn't want like this help. See, this is the interesting thing about it. If you had, you got the soft help all along the way, right? You did. You got the red flags. You got the straight up bigger than red flag. There weren't any flags. There were like dramatic exits. You know what I mean? Like you got everything beforehand, but you were holding on. You were it was like, it's like the energy of doing it at your pace, you know, but you were being nudged. You were being nudged to make more drastic cuts, and you weren't listening. But you were moving, right? You were taking the steps, but you were told, I keep getting this very distinct, you were told to go faster or to be more decisive. You were told, and you, what is that? What is that? What was that? Why? 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 Oh, yeah. 6 of Cups. And the Knight of Cups. Did you make a promise? Knight of Cups in reverse. Did you make a promise? This doesn't feel... Okay, why, what was the like, Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so I'm getting something that's like, I would never do that to you, right? That would have been like your promise. I would never do that to you. So you're slowly putting in the work to move on. You're doing it in a healthy way, right? And you're being encouraged by the universe the whole time to just cut the cord, right? Just cut it. Just and you were warned. Warned is a strong word. You were encouraged a lot in a very specific way, I feel like. And you were granted multiple opportunities. Like, and you were doing it. You were doing it. But you were holding on because you said you would. Or said you would never. It's kind of the same vibration. I would never do that to you. Or I told you I would do this. It's almost like a promise you made. And by breaking that promise, by not going faster, this kind of gives me the feeling of like you didn't want them to feel that, almost like, okay, so whatever you said here, I would never do that to you. It's almost like by doing the thing that then they would view you as like a liar, right? Or like it would give them the, what is that, like a power? That would give them the power to say that, see, you said you would never. You said you would never. Maybe it's about moving on and walking away. Like maybe it's about, maybe you were still holding on to like a relationship. And it's not in a big way that you were, because you were slowly going at your pace to get away from it. And the universe came to you multiple times and said, now is the time, now is the time, now is the time. And you're like, I know, totally doing that. I'm totally doing that. And they're like, no, now is the time. And you're like, yeah, but I don't want to be that way, right? What way is that? What way is that? Doing what's best for you? You're not going to do what's best for you because you told somebody that you would be there and something happened and you're not there and you're moving on, right? But you're not really, you're holding on to something because you don't want them to have that. See, you are a liar. See, you said you would never do that, but you did. It's something about the way that you doing what's right for you, from your perspective, gives them the power to make you look like a liar. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's interesting because it's a very strong vibration, but I can't pick up on what would be like what would be the perceived lie from the other party? Like what does that give them as far as not being the truth? Ooh, interesting. What would be not the truth? We have the King of Wands. And the Seven of Pentacles. And the Five of Wands. With the Hierophant at the bottom. And the Eight of Cups. Oh, I'm getting cold chills. So this is about wading through conflict. No, inner conflict, inner turmoil, if you do whatever this is, right? This kick in the butt, right? This swift kick in the butt, this tower moment, what it gave you is an energy activation to take action. But you feel like if you take action, it's in some way going to be like you didn't fulfill a promise. And if you didn't fulfill the promise, it would give the other person the appearance that you are not who you know you to be, right? Honest and whatever. Honest and faithful and loyal and stick it out through the end, ride or die, whatever you want to call it, right? The lie would be the King of Wands to the Seven of Pentacles to the Five of Wands. The lie would be taking action. Taking action through, it kind of feels like your person's inner turmoil, like while they're figuring themselves out or while they're working through something within themselves. Like you're supposed to wait, you know? You're not supposed to take action because you know it takes time to do the work. Right? On the inside. It's something like that. So what does your person want you to do? What does your person want you to do at this time? The High Priestess, the King of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups, and Justice. Well, that's actually really nice. I'm kind of shocked by that. So what your person wants you to do is what's best for you to do. That's actually really wonderful. It's like your person saying, don't wait for them. Not that you would at this point anyway. They want you to feel safe and secure. They want you to listen to your higher self. Where is that coming from? This is a communication from your person's higher self. Why is it coming through that way? Because they can't. Why is it coming through that way? Oh, it gives me this heart. Oh. Why is it coming through that way? Why can't their energy speak? Okay. Why can't their energy speak for them? Page of Cups, the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, but why can't they do it? I mean, I guess in a way they are. The Two of Swords to Justice. Okay, so like their higher self is coming through to tell you your person's energy is blocked. Like your person is blocked. From doing what is right at this time. But I can't really see why. I can't see why. They're just not able to do what is right at this time. So it's almost like their higher self. I know this is going to sound crazy, but it's like their higher self is coming through to speak on their behalf. That's why justice is here twice. It's like that their Hierophant is talking to your High Priestess. It's almost like they don't have what they don't. There's something that's going on that they are blocked from being able to do the right thing. So they don't have what it takes to be anything to you. I don't know how else to explain that. They can't make you happy because they can't even do what's right at this time because they are blocked. What? Just can you tell me why they're blocked? Or like, I know it's like from justice, but like, what is causing the blockage? Like, can you just anything that's what is causing the blockage? The Seven of Cups to the Chariot to the Emperor. Okay. They just, what do they call that? This does not feel like Emperor energy. This feels like far more strategic than that. It's almost like they think that something else going... I need one more for that. The Four of Cups. I think that your person is sitting in a state of like, I feel like they're unhappy with themselves. I feel like they're unhappy with themselves, and it's making it really hard for them to kind of know who they are anyway. I think that it's more than that, but I don't think I'm allowed to know what it is. Or maybe you're not allowed to know what it is, specifically. But it's something, they're caught up in the illusion. They're caught up in an illusion and they're not happy. And the way that their energy is presenting is far more confident than what it actually is, right? So they're making decisions based on this. Making decisions based on whatever the block is. Like whatever, okay, so think of it this way, you guys split up or whatever, right? And you are working on yourself to heal and to move on and stuff, but you're not actually, you're kind of holding on to it. But something just happened, swift kick in the butt, right? And now you're like, I got it, I'm moving on. That's all it took. But it wasn't, although it was shitty, whatever the thing was that you went through was shitty, right? It was what you needed. And it was what you were asking for. You were asking for like something solid so that you could move on. And the whole reason that you were holding on was because you kind of said that you like would in some way. And by doing this last step, it gave them the opportunity to say, see, you didn't. You weren't going to. You were never going to be there forever, or you were never going to, or you were a liar, or whatever the last step for you is. Specifically as it relates to taking action, as you wait for them to work themselves out, or work it out, or work whatever this conflict was out. But they are so far into the illusion, this illusion, that they can't even, their energy can't even communicate. That their higher self has to step in to communicate. Because they're so deep in the thick of it. Oh, energy activation actually says connected through meditation or prayer. And didn't I say you'd been asking for that? You'd been asking for this. This sucked. I'm not saying that it didn't suck. I'm not saying, and you were already doing it. You were already putting forth the effort, like, yeah, okay. And then you have success, letting go of old things. Pay attention, look out for signs from the divine, and then the wisdom gained through this experience. This is a really amazing reading. This is a really cool thing. I don't know, I've only done this, I've never done this on video, connect to bypass an energy like that and go one above. That's all I can explain. I can't explain any better than that. Okay. I love this for you. So congratulations on the energy activation. I apologize. Not I apologize, but it sucks that it was the tower, but it doesn't really suck. Like, you asked for it. You got it. It's time. It's time. It is time to move. Move on. It's going to be a great success. Get rid of everything else and focus on what you learned. Not the negative thing. I'm never going to do that. No, like what it taught you. Who you are now. Because you're better now. All right. Okay. That is all I have for you. You are unconditionally loved and supported by the universe. My unconditional love to you as well. Until next time, take care of yourself.